All right, so final workout of the 7th week of the summer bulk, and I'm only doing one more week on the bulk here, and then we're cutting back down. So that is the plan. But as always, we'll get started with the Bible verse of the day. So today's Bible verse comes from Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17. Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. So, I want to shout out my man Max, aka Ed, with him yesterday. Um, you know, that's my guy, and I've had a big influence on him, with bodybuilding and his fitness journey, and I've given him a lot of information. We've really just, he's given me some too, and we've really just fed off each other and helped each other, just get better in every aspect. Really, really every aspect of our lives, really. I think so. You know, not just bodybuilding with our faith. We've definitely talked about that a good bit, and other things too. So, having somebody, a close friend like that means a lot to you, who's big, and someone that you can really help, and they can help you, and, just better each other. It's such a big thing, and, just kind of thank God for that, and always appreciative of Max's support. If you're watching this, Max, I appreciate you, bro. So, yeah, always good to get some lifts in with him here and there. Always good to see him. So, yeah, just that's a powerful Bible verse, and something that, I don't take lightly at all, and something that's really, really big, and something you can really appreciate. So, workout wise, calves and arms. You guys know the drill with that. Start with some calves. We'll get into some biceps, some triceps, some forearms. Finish with some core and some light cardio as we're on the bulk. So get warmed up, get in there, and I'll see you guys for the lift. All right, so first movement of today's workout, we'll start with calves as always, and we'll do some calf raises here on the calf machine. And the rep range for these will be the same as the accessory leg movements that we do on our leg days, that being leg extensions and hamstring curls, which will be 15 to 30 reps, so aiming to fail within there. And the adjustment that I made last week was to not fully extend, or bring my heel up all the way, and I'm just bringing it up about slightly above, my foot being completely flat, if that makes sense. So not coming up all the way is the adjustment that we're making. And I saw that from Jeff Nipper, tried it out, and ultimately I just feel it better. And just by the end of it, just, definitely a much, better burn in the calves, and definitely some more stimulation there. So definitely suggest making that adjustment. If you guys, have this kind of calf movement in your routine, I'm sure you guys have some calf variation in your routine, that being kind of like on a leg press or standing up. But whichever one you're doing, just make sure to try out that adjustment and see how that goes for you. I'm sure you'll get some better stimulation and definitely feel it more in your calves. All right, so the first movement for arms today, we'll start with triceps as always. Will be the V-bar pushdowns, feeling in the 5 to 9 rep range ideally. And just a quick note that I want to make is, with the principles that I have with my training style, slow and control the eccentric part of the movement and pausing at the fully stretched position. So, the tempo with the eccentric part of the movement, can vary. It can be 2 or 3 seconds, 4 or 5 seconds, or even maybe a second or two longer than that. It all just really depends on what the movement is. So you guys will see in the next movement, a bit slower on the eccentric part, just a bit longer. compared to other movements. So regardless, you just want to focus on controlling the weight as much as possible, and that's the biggest thing. Alright, so the second and final movement for triceps will as always be the skull crushers. And the big thing with these is I'm bringing the bar down behind my head, not, at my face or at my forehead or top of my head. I'm bringing it behind my head, and doing this really achieves a much deeper stretch on specifically the long head of the tricep. So yeah, just really, really good stretch with this. So just that small little adjustment going behind your head with the bar here. Doing these with dumbbells or with the easy curl bar here, I would definitely suggest making this adjustment whenever you guys are doing skull crushers. Alright, so a new variation that we're trying out this week for hammer curls. I figured this would be better than what I've been doing before. And we're doing the hammer curls here with the dumbbells on the preacher curl machine. And yeah, this is by far, what's felt best for me. So looking forward to keeping these in the routine. And yeah, just very, very good stretch here on specifically the brachialis of the bicep here. And I'll be honest, my biceps are pretty cooked after this. That's what we want. You know what I mean? We want to really target, the targeted muscle as much as possible, and just achieve a very good deep stretch and get as much stimulation as we can with the reps that we have and the sets that we have. Obviously, it's low volume, so want to do the best that we can. So I definitely suggest trying out this variation for hammer curls. All right, so next movement for biceps will be the alternating dumbbell incline curls, and tried out the 55s and only got 2 reps there. And even with those 2 reps, we struggled, far too much to be able to do those for the 2 sets, for the 2 working sets. So had to stick with the 50s here. And I think just because, the hammer curls I did before, trying out the new variation on the preacher curl machine, those just were stimulated so much better before that I just wasn't, used to it, and just that stimulation and everything and that burn, and the biceps are ready. Just wasn't quite ready to jump up in weight yet with the alternating curls here, but yeah, very good deep stretch here. Same principles as always. So definitely suggest, if you guys are doing these, keep these in your routine. You can make these even better by lowering the bench a bit, put it at an even steeper, I guess at a lesser decline, if that makes sense. And you'll get even more of a deeper stretch on your biceps. So definitely suggest doing these with some kind of variation, either with cables or dumbbells. Alright, so final bicep bias movement will be the barbell curl against the wall here. So if you guys watched the videos before for this workout, I would just do these against the standing bench, but I obviously started doing these here just against the wall. So this and the bench, same concept. And yeah, very basic exercise here. This is definitely one that you have to have in your routine if you aren't doing any kind of barbell curls with any sort of bar or with a bar on a cable. You guys got to be doing these. These are just such a good bicep exercise, and I highly suggest throwing these in if you don't have them in your routine already. Alright, so final movement for arms will be for forearms specifically. These will be just reverse curls. pretty much same concept as the bicep curls. We're just not coming up as high, and obviously we're doing these reverse, so hands are flipped. And yeah, not as long as the tempo isn't as long on the eccentric part of the movement. That's to be expected. We're not going up as high, so that makes sense. But like I said earlier, the tempo varies with movements, so the tempo might be 2 or 3 seconds, might be 5 or 6. It all depends on what movement it is, whatever muscle you're training. All right, so the dip slash leg raise machine was not available at the moment here, so we had improvise and pretty much same concept here. Targeting the core. This is our second time doing core this week, so we're doing some reverse crunches on the flat bench here, and felt a very, very good deep stretch on the abs here. So glad that I was able to improvise on the fly here and get a good movement in here to finish off the workout. So that'll do it for today. That'll do it for the 7th week of the summer bulk. We got one more week left before we get into the next cut. So I'll see you guys on Monday for a quad-focused leg day. Thanks for watching, and God bless.